Hey everyone, good lovely afternoon. It is me, Jasmine. How are you guys doing? I do not feel like coming in front of the camera, so this is going to be another audio only upload. Anyway, so I want to talk about the whole George Santos situation out of New York. And I did talk about George Santos, I believe, I don't know, 4 or 5 videos ago. But since then, more stuff have come out, and I'm like, what else is there? Like, what else is out there that we have yet to dig up, that the media, the public is yet to hear about. So I just want to do, I guess you could call it a part 2 commentary to this whole George Santos saga. So by now, I'm sure pretty much everyone or most people here in the United States already know about what the deal is with Mr. George Santos. If you're like in a different part of the world, different country, you probably don't even know who he is. But here in the United States, he won his election, and he's now serving his term. But he pretty much fabricated his resume, his credentials. He told a fairy tale. He told a bunch of lies, duped his constituents. He basically lied his way into office. That's as diplomatic as I could put it. Now, by now I think most folks have lost complete count on how many lies he has told. But I'm sure there are websites out there that are actively compiling all of the concoctions and the fabrications, because this is now. Listen, we know that it's folks out there. You don't have to be somebody that's running for a political office. You could be somebody that's applying for a secretarial job, or an administrative assistant job, or a managerial job. We know it's kind of like common knowledge that when you are applying for a job, naturally you want to have the upper hand. You want to have, you want to position yourself as a tad more, if not, drastically overqualified compared to, the next applicant. You want to position yourself as very, very, very capable compared to the next person that's applying. So that's normal out there in the workforce. People want to position themselves the people want to put themselves in a better position, in comparison to others. And most ordinary, decent, self-respecting folks would stick to actual achieved accomplishments. Most folks would stick to what they actually accomplished, what they earned, and they would put that on their resume. If you went to college, you would put where you actually went to college, what degree you earned, if whatever kind of jobs you worked, miscellaneous jobs, long-term jobs, whatever, you would put that. So most folks stick to facts, to truth about themselves. But it's there are folks out there that will tell a little, that will, let me put it this way, there are folks out there that will fudge a little bit. They will fudge a little bit about maybe your college credentials, where you work, the positions you held, etc. There are folks out there that will, paint a little picture to try and make themselves look good, and that's like in all areas in life. It doesn't matter if it's in the medical field. It's all areas in life. Give me a second real quick. Let me just try and position this this phone right here. Okay, I think we got that. And for the most part, you know, I think a lot of folks get away with it. If you're like applying for maybe like a like an admin assistant kind of job, maybe at a small construction company, you know, the owner may just go off of gut feeling, or may go off of just, you know, maybe just a casual approach to hiring, and they may not put in the extra work to really thoroughly investigate your background. So you may get away with in a situation like that, and I'm sure a lot of people get away with. I believe it was like last year or the year before, there was a story of a young person, a young lad who actually got away pretending to be a doctor. And I'm like, how in the hell? I mean, you gotta have some like major guts just to pull off something like that. So, you know, this is something that, you know, I'm pretty sure it happens every day, in many different areas in life. But the degree that George Santos, out of New York, the degree that he took it, I mean, that is like, no, that is beyond like little white lies. That is beyond like fudging. That is beyond, you know, just a little dressing. A little dressing of your resume right here and there. No, listen, that is an outright pathological, like straight out of like some strange realm, you know, type of, you know, lying, like compulsive type of lying. And it, you know, and the things that he has claimed, you know, it's one thing if you, and let me go to politicians. Politicians will fudge things a little bit here and there. Some people will, you know, like for example, if we know that MBA has a certain prestige to it compared to like I think it's like another type of business master's degree. Like I know that some people will try and like kind of have a play with the actual degree that they obtained. So they may try and put like a different type of degree that's kind of in the same kind of category, but not the actual degree that they obtained, but they would switch it around just for that look of prestige. So politicians will fudge things here and there. But the degree that George Santos took his lies, that is like a whole new level. I mean, this guy has lied about practically everything about his life. And now it's again, you know, if he had been caught lying about just one thing, maybe he would have been able to, you know, get away with it. Obviously, he would still be called out, but you know, but eventually, you know, the scandal will kind of quiet down and die down as the months progress. But my goodness, the lies that he has told, and I mean, listen, and it seems like every week something new comes out. So I mean, he's lied about. Let's see, I think I'm just trying to go off of memory from what I've seen. I think he lied about going to a prestigious high school when he was growing up, and obviously, you know, we know about him lying about the colleges that he went to. He's lied about being a real estate tycoon, owning a lot of properties. He's lied about, I think he also said he had employees at the Pulse nightclub shooting. He lied about being on Hannah Montana. He lied about, my goodness, he lied about the whole Brazil situation. And it even came out that he was a drag queen. He dressed up as a drag queen, which is not even, it's not an issue at all. I mean, if you listen, that's a non-issue. It's the lying about it. And there's nothing wrong. I mean, if you're a gay man and you want to do drag for entertainment, that's you. You know, you do you, as long as you do it in a tasteful manner, and in accordance with your local laws, etc. Because I know that there's some folks have been there have been uproar about that recently. And for me, I don't quite, I'm not. For me, as a trans person, I do not find entertainment, nor am I drawn to, nor do I find anything fascinating or even entertaining about the drag world. It's not something that it's something that I've never been able to understand. Like, I do know that drag entertainment or lip singing or lips, what is it called? Lip syncing, or I think it's called something to that effect, where you are obviously singing along to a song. I've never found that entertaining or amusing, but I do know that there are people that find that entertaining. But anyways, not to digress. So he lied about the whole drag situation, like he never did it, when in fact it's been proven that he did. So the guy has told, I mean, just lies after lies, and then it also came out that he lied, or rather he took advantage of a veteran who had a dying dog. And he set up a GoFundMe or some sort of like a fundraiser to try and gather funds for the dog's medical needs. But he took the money and skedaddled. So you just have like stuff coming out, like it's almost like a non-stop drip. And then there's also a situation of, I think they're saying that, so he claimed that he loaned himself money for his campaign, but it's coming out that, that the amount, the sum, that huge amount actually never came out of his personal pocket. And so the list goes on. And of course, I almost forgot, he also lied about working for a couple of banks in Wall Street. I mean, this is like, listen, I'm sure somewhere in some college in some part of the country, he's now being used as a case study. I mean, he's more than just a liar. He is a pathological liar. Now, again, I understand, everyday folks will tell a little white lie here and there. We'll color, we'll fudge, we'll dress up, a story, either to get away or just to make themselves look good in the moment, or to spare someone, an embarrassment. I get it. That's part of human nature. But to the degree that George Santos has done it, that right there, that requires, that's something that requires like planning. That's something that you, again, it's one thing if you tell a little lie on the spot to maybe spare someone an embarrassment or to prevent an awkward situation. I get those. That's, the human being is not perfect, but the kind of lies he tells, those are lies that you think about, like a half hour before you go to bed. You play out the thoughts and the imagery and the backup stories and the backup stories to the backup stories, and then you play out the scenarios to the lies that you're going to tell the next day. Those are the kind of lies that he tells. And also there was a story about, him allegedly being, when he was married. Now, George Santos, he claims he is gay. Some say he is bisexual. I don't know what the deal is, to each their own. If that's how you roll, that's him being bi or gay is a non-issue. It's the lies. And I think it came out that he was married, and at the time that he was married, he he told a guy that he was, or a side lover, I guess, if you want to call it, that he was going to propose to him, but never did. And then there's also the story of he said his mom died somewhere near the 9/11 towers or something like that. And also I think the mom was a survivor of the Holocaust. Listen, I mean, and I think he also said that he was Jewish. You know what? I mean, this guy has just told lies. Oh, and he also claimed that he was, I believe he also said that he was a journalist when he was in Brazil, and he was also a target of an attempted assassination. I mean, the list goes on, and again, it's like, I think more stuff is going to come out, because George Santos, even though he may be seen as still, quote unquote young man compared to his colleagues who are in their advanced age, his colleagues in political office, he's still seen as a young man. But even though he's seen and thought of as a young man by his colleagues, he is a full-grown adult, with a lot of years that he's gone through. So these are just the lies that we've heard so far. And I think it's safe to say that as a full-grown adult, he probably has told a lot more lies than what we have learned so far. So I guess, it's just a matter of time before we hear the rest. As the weeks and the months go by, you're going to have people that knew him in the past come out and say, well, he also said this, and he also claimed this, and he also claimed that. And it's like, what the hell? And and it started with his resume. People just pointing out the clear fabrication. Listen, let me take it from me. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. Do you not know? Now, there is a company called Hire Right. There is a company called Hire Right, and it's a company that's used a lot by big companies, like, it's so my employer uses Hire Right. And basically, if you are a company that you hire a lot of top talent, or basically you hire a lot of like high caliber employees, or rather employees that you need a certain qualifications, and you don't have the time and the resources, or even the what do you call it, the appetite to deal with nonsense. You would hire a company like Hire Right to vet all of that. So for example, I don't know if Google uses Hire Right, but if, say, for example, a company that hires a lot of like software developers, engineers, etc., would use Hire Right and the company will literally verify every single thing, even down to your college transcripts. And usually, a company like that will even if you use Hire Right, they will vet everyone, even down to, I guess, the janitor, the secretary, anybody that's in the company that applies to that company that uses Hire Right will get vetted. And I think that kind of thorough vetting should be used for members of Congress, should be used for anyone that's running for office. If you're going to run for office, and you put out your resume and you say that this is what you accomplished, well, you know what? Let's have Hire Right verified, and it's spelled HRIERIGHT, Hire Right. But so basically, they take a lot of the HR investigative work out of out of your hands. They do it for you. Like they literally. And how do I know this? Because I went through higher right with my with my career, with my employer. Like they went through everything. They verified my college transcript. They verified everything. My past employments. They verified everything. And if there's something that like for example, I had a past employment many years ago that had changed, that was bought out, that had changed ownership, and higher right came back to me, and they're like, we cannot find this, we're running it to a dead end. So I had to do my own investigation just to find out that, oh, this company was bought so many years ago and there's a new owner. So I had to update my information for then higher right to proceed, with the verification. Like they verified every single thing, and that will, and I believe for like politicians, the knowledge that you will be verified by an entity like that, it will make you think twice about fudging your resume. It will make you think twice. I mean, when I went through it a while back, I had to submit my college transcripts, my tax returns. It was a very thorough process. And that's something that I would definitely recommend for politicians running for office, because that would have saved that would save taxpayers a lot of nonsense like George Santos, the kind of lies. Oh my goodness. And see, the thing is, the people that before all of this came out, the people that interacted with him in real life, during his campaign and even leading up to the campaign, people were already, the sort of, stories that came out from news or media, the brief interviews that were done with people that knew him, that know of him before he decided to run for office. They painted an image of somebody that was a compulsive liar, somebody that would tell a lie on the spot. I guess he, every single human being out there, you that's listening to this video, me, every single human being, we walk in this world with, equipped with, I guess, some sense of self-worth, self-esteem, like value in ourselves. I'm thinking that this is someone that never really accomplished anything. Maybe he started something but never accomplished it, or a combination of that. Or maybe he was always put down by those around him. Whatever the case is, he clearly feels a need in a situation, in a conversation. He clearly feels a need to tell a story, concoct a story that will put him in a higher light, that will put him in a higher position, that will put him in a more noble, a more prestigious, a more accomplished position than the person he is talking to, than the person he is interacting with. So this is somebody that constantly needs to feel like he's better than others. Like if he were talking to an accomplished surgeon, he probably would tell the surgeon that, he went to all the prestigious universities in the world. He once who once separated conjoined twins, he probably would have told like a really fabricated story. And from what we have read so far, he may be able to tell a tall tale. He may be able to tell lies, colorful lies, but he clearly does not have the, I guess what you would say, the gravitas, or the image, the weight, the character, the personality, the skill, the cunning to make those lies believable, if I could put it that way. Like, and I'll use an example. It may not be a good example, but the movie James Bond. I mean, if James Bond, if he had to tell a lie, I'm sure he would not only do a very good job telling a lie, but he would make it so believable. But this George Santos apparently is not a very good storyteller, because, or rather, he's not putting up a good act, so to speak. Because some of his lies have just been, some of the people that spoke about him, they said that they clearly knew that he was lying. So, so I guess apparently, I mean, not only is he a compulsive liar, but he apparently he has not mastered the art of telling a lie. And obviously that's not a good quality to have if you're just like an everyday citizen. I mean, if you're like a spy, if you're like a diplomat in working in a hostile environment overseas, that may be a good desired quality if you want to gather intelligence from an enemy. But for like an everyday citizen, a politician, that's not a plus. That's definitely a negative. Anyways, I'm gonna start wrapping this up, but I just wanted to give my thoughts, further thoughts on this whole George Santos situation. I mean, it's like, what else is there? What else is out there that he is probably incredibly nervous about, because if it's out there and folks were affected by his lies, it is eventually going to come out. It is eventually going to come out. That's the thing with the political world. It's you're by virtue of being an office holder, by virtue of being in a political position, you're going to have enemies, no matter how lovely, how nice you are, how charming you are. In politics, unless if you live in like a one-party state, unless if you live in like an autocratic or a dictatorial nation, democratic nations, you're going to see whatever position you hold, whatever party you occupy, naturally there are going to be opposing positions, there are going to be opposing office holders. And so naturally you're going to have people that want to tirelessly dig into your background to try and discredit you. So whatever is still out there, whatever skeletons George Santos is still hiding, whatever skeletons that have yet to be dug up in his closet, they're eventually going to be, they're going to come out, they're going to see the light of day. And I'm sure George Santos is being made into a case study for a lot of colleges out there. Not only of the breathtaking lies that he has told, not only of the degree, the depth, the quantity of lies that he has told, but also the how he has been able to deal with it so far. The strength he has been displaying in dealing with the lies. Because listen, the exposure, the media exposure, the criticism, the character assassination, all of that, most folks would have just completely withdrawn from public view. Some folks probably would have just threw their hands up in the air, called it quits, and escaped to a secluded island, a third world country. I mean, so escaped in the darkness of night into an unknown part of the world and live the rest of their life, because they would be in a complete state of embarrassment. But the strength that George Santos has displayed, the strength that he has displayed dealing with this massive fallout, that is also that's one for colleges to study. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video. So that's that for my commentary on George Santos. I'm sure I'm gonna do another one in the near future as more stuff comes out. So with that said, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so, and I will see you in the next upload. All right, take care, bye bye.